what we're really wanting to talk to you today about is different thoughts and things that run into your mind and how those thoughts affect you. And those thoughts create little voices in your mind. And those voices are also called
ego.
Yeah. And you want to really control your ego. And the concept is a simple concept. Not so easy to do. It takes a lot of work to do it, but it's a simple concept. In a previous video, we talked about marketing strategies and how your ego is your #1 marketing strategy. I didn't really get into how to help it or what it is or how it works, but it's definitely the thing you want to control. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And you have these...
Some people have a harder time at it.
Yeah, I have a little bit bigger ego than Linda. Like, if Linda's was this living room or my house or our house, my ego is the city of Phoenix. So it's quite a bit bigger. And there's a lot of voices that run through your head, and where these voices come from is during the day you process somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 thoughts per day. And of the 10,000, how many of those are negative?
They say 9,000 or 90%.
Wow, that's a lot. So you're only getting 10,000, or sorry, 1,000 positive thoughts. But when you think about it, it's really not that hard to buy into. Because when you think about the magazines you read about different articles about a disaster here or there, or the newspaper articles that you read about a mugging or a rape, or then you turn around and watch the nightly news, maybe you watch it at 6 and 10 just to make sure you get a full bowl of it, yeah, a full dose of the negativity. And
we don't watch the news.
No. Or even going to work. I mean, you can be at work and people are talking about how their job sucks or how people don't care about them, how the company doesn't care about them. Even jokes are kind of degrading. And so, you know, it's understandable how those negative thoughts get into your head. For instance, let's go into me just for a minute. I got a lot of voices. Like, I got like, hey, it's Zippy Dippy Weatherman. That's not the voice I'm talking about.
It's one of your voices.
Yeah, I got a lot of weird voices, strange voices, but that's okay. We like strange. But the voice I'm talking about is more like like Star Wars? Yeah.
Darth Vader and Luke.
Yeah, where you hear, you know, I don't remember which episode it was, but you hear, you know, Darth Vader going, Luke.
Come to the dark side.
Yeah, he wants you over on the dark side. Dark side's not a good place to be because you may get certain opportunities. Like for me, I'll be looking through something and maybe it says to do this and I'll go, yeah, that's what I need to do. And then within about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes maybe, it's like all of a sudden, you know, like Darth Vader's over here going, you know, that's not going to work. You've tried that before. It just doesn't do it. You don't seem to stick with it, so why bother? And it's like so many times that really pisses me off because it's like I get so tired of listening to that voice shooting out all the negatives into my mind. But I found out quite a while back that basically what you need to do, and it's helped me tremendously, is you treat your ego like you treat a dog that's doing something bad, right? So when that thought comes in, all I do is I tell it, shut the hell up. I don't have time to listen to this. Get out of here. Surprisingly, it works. And the more I do it, the better it works. But I know Linda probably thinks I'm nuts because she'll be hearing me and I could be out on the patio and all of a sudden she's hearing me, shut the hell up. And she'll go, excuse me? And it's like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. And that's what I call him, him. And he's my negative guy. And so I keep pushing him out and pushing him out and pushing him out. And before we go, I want to give you just a real quick example of where this ego comes into play that can so mess with you. I don't know if any of you have had anyone that's passed that was real close to you. Both of my parents have passed away. And my mom and I used to periodically argue quite a bit. Is that safe to say?
It was in your DNA.
Yeah. We argued quite a bit. And when either one would get ticked off, well, then they wouldn't call the other person. So then you just sit and you wait, because it's like, I'm not going to call her.
She's going to call me.
Yeah, I'll make her call me. I'm not calling her. And I'm sure she's doing the same thing. Well,
It's a
that
game that you had all through your life, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And it came to bite me right in the butt. What happened was we had this fight, and we never really resolved it.
You don't even remember what it is, do you?
No. Before she passed away. And so, even though my mom's been gone for 17 years, I can honestly say at least a week, probably every other day, maybe every 2 or 3 days, I'll get that thought of, I should have called her. I should have resolved it before something like that happened. So I'm telling you right now, your ego is keeping you from doing that with some loved one that's in your life.
And you never know when it's going to be too late. She wasn't sick or anything like that, so it wasn't on the back of his mind that he wouldn't be able to resolve it before she died. It was just a fluke thing that happened.
Yeah. So you never know. I mean, when I leave in the morning to go to the store, she doesn't know that I'm going to be back. So we make sure that we tell each other everything we want to tell each other. And all we're saying is that if you have a loved one, which I'm sure you have plenty of loved ones, don't hold back from telling them what you want to tell them. And when your ego comes in and tells you, hey, you don't need to talk to that, you need to have them come to you or whatever, you tell him to shut the hell up. Treat him like the dog he is. And be the person you want to be.